Who are your top 5 lyricists?
Lyricist.
Yes.
Lil Wayne is probably the top of the list. Um, Ye will say things. I don't think y'all understand like how bar he is, but y'all people gonna think that I'm being biased. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but I would say Wayne, I would say Nas, I would say Pun. Sheesh. I would say Corey Guns,
I like Corey.
say
Yeah.
Axel. I would say, you know what I'm saying? I don't think y'all really listen to French Montana like I listen to Frenchie.
I'm gonna have to go listen to French that you said in lyrics. I'm gonna have to go listen to him.
Like this, but like old French, like because he understands the game. He's playing. He's in the league.
Yeah,
He
playing on
plays.
politics. Yeah.
He plays the game. But like or Max B. He's coming home in
Yeah.
April. Um, Lyrically, with the way Lupe will always be a fiasco.
Yeah.
Um, Royce the 5'9".
Yeah,
Uh,
it's one of my favorites.
the game, the game too.
Hmm.
I've been a huge game fan since I was a young lad. I always felt like I knew him. You know what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
got a chance to know him. I always it's like wow, it's one of those uh, hip hop stories, storytelling moments where you go, wow, I saw that we would connect. You know what I'm saying? He's a
Hmm.
genius writer. You know what I'm saying? Learned a lot from him. Um, hmm. I know you said five, but
And he's like, hey, you
because
named some of the greatest.
some of my five. I don't know if people, like I'm a K Dot fan. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Did you
I mean,
like DMX?
I'm a DMX fan. Like the
Yeah.
poetry and
Yes.
also here's the thing, right? Okay, let's define lyrical.
Hmm.
'Cause if you're gonna say lyrical, it's like Wayne and Black Thought.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Always-
Definitely.
Just like those two, I'm always gonna go, what is he gonna say?
Yeah.
What is he gonna say?
That's how I am with M.
But see, I'm not like that with M. And I don't want to get into this argument, but this is not we're gonna I'm a I'm a are you a uh are you afraid of an egg raised when the egg blood dripping from it, ripping your stomach up from the waist up? You know, you talk a lot of, but you was never ill though. I'm strong enough to beat you to death with a feather pillow. Tipped over some cows just for a joke and a laugh. Jumped up, choked the giraffe, snapped his neck, and broke it in half. Like that Eminem, the way he traveled, what he did, he expressed, explained, elaborated.
Mhm.
It's like, tripped up, choked the giraffe, snapped his neck and broke it in half. Waging wars, run on stage and sprayed cage and agent orange and
Yeah.
washed white with his
You
pagan
heard them.
sword.
You heard them bars.
You know what I'm saying? But he kept going. He going, I'm steaming this year. I ripped Mystical's voice box out and screaming
Scream.
here.
Yeah.
This not a gimmick trick. This an image. I live it. Give a damn. I don't know what a damn is to give it. When he keeps traveling in that space, I think there's like where new M is. He goes to a space where he either says, "You remember this, right? You remember what I said before,"
Yeah.
and he's having the same conversation with us.
I got you.
And I think like I never heard someone jump up and choke a giraffe. Yeah, we hadn't heard giraffe. You know what I'm saying? It's
The-
so it's like how Miles have hit something. We just hadn't heard that hit yet. It's not that that's hit did never existed because it's obviously there,
Mhm.
but the way it pulled out, we didn't hear that, so we hadn't heard giraffe be used in the context of
Exactly.
see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if he goes, remember what I did to that giraffe? It's like, yeah. I'm J. Cole.
Oh yeah, all right, whoa, J. Cole, him and Kendrick.
I'm always like, what are you gonna say? What can you do? And that's the
Yeah,
most enticing thing. That's the most enticing thing.
yeah,
It's the most enticing thing.
man. All
Look,
right.
there could be a prolific trade right now where somehow the Lakers get Damian Lillard and a big man and still get to keep AD and LeBron. Somehow they get to do it, right? Prolific trade. They go to the finals. It's Lakers versus Brooklyn. They go to game 7. Everyone's healthy. It's one of those games LeBron wins. While he's winning, while he's just celebrating, you're going greatest of all time. When it goes to commercial, we're all thinking about next season.
Facts.
What can you do next? What else is there?
I'm Golden State Warriors, though. You
And
know,
you know
better
what?
slay.
And you know what? To hip hop's defense, hip hop started, rap started, lyricism started when the hype man knew how to hype the DJ and keep the party going.
Right, facts.
So what else could you do that we never felt, but the party kept going, the idea kept going, the life kept going, the learning. We learned about the DJ. He's like, my DJ, this my DJ, bro. He's like, and we gave tools, we gave gems. It's like, we ain't smoking that crack. You know what I'm saying? A lot of gems. There was a lot of fluff. I got a color TV so I could see the Knicks play basketball. He probably didn't have a color TV. It was
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's just like it morphed where the hype man morphed into the MC and it morphed into the mogul and morphed into, you know, clothing and all of the walk of life.
Yes.
And it started from the Bronx.
All right, we gonna get. We can talk about hip hop all day. I see you a hip hop connoisseur like me. I saw that you all. I mean, you already spoke on it. You spoken word artist, performing all over. You was in films like Spit, and you was on Def Poetry Jam. What was it like performing on Def Poetry Jam?
It was great. It was exhilarating. If people don't know about poetry, sometimes when you're on stage, the person that goes before you, if they're kind of trash, if they're not trash, but if their poem is and you're a hot poem, you got a hot piece and you know this crowd's gonna rock, you feel good. You don't want him to drown or her to drown, but you feel like, man, everybody the house is gonna roof. And in practice, they put this young bull in front of me. And this young kid, 16, there was that my season, they were giving the youngins a try and more, Stan Lathan, his genius was breeding the next generation of poets and giving them the confidence and giving them the big stage, which we all love Stan for. He's just Stan Lathan is there's not there's no words for that man. He's one of our pillars. And thank you for Def Poetry and what you gave to us. So in practice, I got Shorty in front of me. Boom. We get to the show. I look on the board. I'm number 5. Number 4, Sonia Sanchez.
And then he was like, "Oh, you mother! I'm putting cases on that."
And she walked out to the ovation. You understand me? She walked out to the ovation. They stood up. They said, "Sonia Sanchez." Nobody clapped. You know how you gotta stand up and clap. You make sure you got your stand up right before you give me the ovation. That's who came out before me when I went for my poem, and I read a poem I wrote 2 days before. Right off the bat. And brought the crowd right to what my experience and what
mm,
I was going through that day.
mm.
You know, that audacity is why I still hold the mic. Mhm.
Man, wow, that's crazy. All right, let me talk about this. I say you know you was most known for your humor as Brooklyn alongside T.I., like I spoke earlier in the critically acclaimed ATL. How did you get that role and what was it like acting with, some of these great actors out there?
Yeah, I was able to go and tell Chris Robinson. Was able to meet him right during Def Poetry. I actually brought him to my Def Poetry taping. So that story I just explained, Chris
Mhm.
Robinson, the director of ATL, was in the was in the seat
Mm.
watching that, watching me sweat. And then after that, he says, "Man, you'd be perfect for this movie I got. Can you make it to Atlanta?" And I said, "Yeah, I got you." But they know me as Pun's cousin, so they don't think I can't just go down there. You know, he was actually in New York auditioning for the Brooklyn character and didn't find anyone. The next day, he leaves to Atlanta. But I
Mm.
ain't have no money. My nephew was just born, and I pieced off my sister and with whatever I had, and I was just a young poet, right, selling
Yeah.
CDs and stuff. Um,
Are you like, sure, I can make it? I need somebody.
yeah, I went on the train
Mm,
and I did poetry on the train.
mm,
Don't go the local train, go on the express train because you got more time to get your poem off. And New York paid for that character to exist.
mm.
When I got there, I did poetry for 2 days, and a couple people helped me out. Aunt Marshall from the Lyricist Lounge, and a couple people helped me out with a couple dollars, and we got a ticket, which is expensive back in those days. Like the next
Yeah.
day, it was like 6, 7, right? Still,
Mhm,
but still, right? And so
mhm.
like, um, we got me down there, and the kid that I had met 2 weeks prior, his name is Abyss. I met him at Def Poetry, or a week prior, well, 5 days. Well, no, because Def Poetry was running for a couple weeks, right? So, you know, even though my episode was 5 days before this, it was
Mhm.
running for 2 weeks while we were recording it. And so I met him then, and I slept on his couch,
Mhm.
and he drove me to the audition. And then Kim Harding, who's a legendary casting director, she was like, "Oh man, I don't have those sides that like, ooh, I don't know what Chris is because it was her first day too. Because you know what I mean? And she was like, I don't know what's going on with Chris. This man, boy. And I'm like, I don't know either. This ain't my gig. I just do so then she go, all right, I am not gonna judge you on these sides. Do you know like a rap or a poem?
He's like, oh, you done came in my land.
I didn't say that. I said I got like a poem from yeah, from in the 6th grade, like a poem like that. And I did a piece, and the rest is history. And the family that we became, gelling and making that film, I'm still Jackie Long is still my brother. He was in the freestyle on my Instagram video just a couple of days ago. Jason Weaver, my brother. Laura London, my daughter got all the Laura London Pumas. Whenever she's not yeezied up. Uh, uh, we got it's just a family affair when it came to jelly beans, which you guys know as ATL.